because they changed the order of how things get done. I'd just like to thank everyone for attending this evening. I know it's a little miserable outside, a little bit of rain. We're not quite to that beautiful spring weather, but I do thank you, and I do want to add my thanks along with Councillor Burke to the steering committee, because there's been extraordinary contributions, and I have to say commitment, passion, and our staff certainly they've actually enjoyed the comments and feedback that they've received from the community around us. And that support is really important to us, so that when we bring information back to council, it gets received in a manner that makes it successful in terms of getting action, which is really what this is about. So this evening, we're really pleased to be here to really give you an update as to where we've come from, what it's about, and where we're going. Council made a decision in February. We originally had in front of them 3 options for funding of how we fund our flood studies. They made a decision at that council meeting, which makes our job a lot easier as staff, that it would be a citywide fee for our new stormwater funding. Our job is to really give you an update as to where we're at with that and explain the process we're going to be undertaking to get to the next steps, because it's easy to say it's a citywide fee, but it's...
the volume up, please?
Oh, sorry. Volume up?
Just get a little closer. Just the mic.
Let me get a little closer. Does that help?
There you go. Yes.
My apologies. Once you approve having a citywide fee, you also have to determine where does it get applied. Do you put it on the water bill? Does it get calculated based on property size, based on hard surface? So we need to go back, and we've hired some experts tonight that will talk a little bit about that. And what we're hoping to get out of today's meeting is to give you an update of where we come from and where we're going over the next year. We have an aggressive agenda to get back to council in June with some mechanisms as to how this fee will be applied, and so that we can start implementation in January. And I'll tell you why that's important, and particularly around West Thornhill. We've tendered the construction for the increasing of the sewer size and the works in West Thornhill. And that work will commence end of this year, early next year, I guess more towards the end of this year. We want to keep working. We have enough money to keep us going for probably, 30% of this first phase. If we can get this fee in place and implemented in January 1st, we can keep going. We won't be stopping the work. So it's really about keeping the momentum and quite frankly, keeping the efficiencies of pricing some of that work. So it's really important that we hear from you, get your feedback on some of the recommendations staff will talk about. I am going to turn it over to Rob Moore, who's been a wonderful staff that has a lot of expertise, and he's going to give an introduction and an overview to some of his colleagues that are here today. We have a great team. We have opportunity for questions from the floor, and we will also have an opportunity one-on-one at the end. So if people don't feel they'd like to have questions answered in this forum, we're happy to do a one-on-one question and answer. But thank you all. I'll turn it over to Rob without any further ado. Okay, Rob.
So I'd just like to acknowledge the staff we have here today who have been working in stormwater management. Our senior manager, Prathapan Kumar, in the back is with us here today. Saran Cito, you likely know, is the manager of environmental assets. And I'm Rob Muir, I'm our senior stormwater environmental engineer in the group. We have our consultants who have been working with us for a while on stormwater fee structures, and that includes Michael Gregory from AECOM and Ray Tufgar from AECOM as well. Thanks for joining us here today. We also have a facilitator, Tracy L., who's going to help us with some of the questions and answers and make sure everybody's heard. I don't know if you were going to mention about the recording.
I just have a couple of announcements. Hello, everybody, and thanks for coming. Before we turn it over to Rob and Mike to do a brief presentation, just have a couple of announcements. Firstly, A request came from the community to record the meeting tonight for the purpose of providing the recording to those who aren't able to come, so your friends, colleagues, neighbors would have access to this. But what I wanted to let you know is that if at any time you're not comfortable saying something on that record, please throw up your hand or say the word, and we'll kindly ask the gentleman recording to turn it off. And then perhaps once you're finished, we can sort of jump back in. And again, the sole stated purpose of that is to provide information back to the community members who aren't able to be here tonight, so they would have a fulsome account, I suppose, of what happened. So they can hear it from everybody's mouths as well. So just so you know. Other things, there's a sign-in sheet. I saw most people signing in. So thank you very much. If by chance you didn't get a chance to do that, they're just over by the door, along with a comment form, which you can use. If you're more comfortable, the City of Markham does have a website, a new page on the site dedicated to the project, and there's a feedback form on there as well. Let's see here. So we're just going to ask these guys to do their presentation. It's pretty brief. And then what happens after that, I'll get back up here and take questions, kind of rotate through the room. And if you have a whole bunch of questions, maybe we'll go one at a time just to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk. But really, this night is about you getting your questions answered, so we will do as many as we possibly can. And also leave that time at the end you mentioned for one-on-one discussion as well. So, ready?
Oh, yeah, we're just waiting for the projector to warm up. There we go.
Okay. Maybe I should. Is anybody